So, wait, hold on. You just said that you're going to go try to visit?
I'm going to head over there through Jordan.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's normal, man. I'm not scared. But imagine me. I moved to New York City 2 weeks after 9/11.
Bro, that is wild
to Queens, New York. And ironically, my uncle that flew us here, his name was Osama.
Oh, my God. Prior to 1948, you had, generally speaking, Christian Arabs, Jewish Arabs, and Muslim Arabs all living
neighbors.
Yeah, like there wasn't was there a war going on? Were there wars going on at that time? The effectiveness of a protest is much less pronounced than you are used to. Mm-hmm. Like it's incremental. It's very small steps. Your sister was there, and she was one of the people that was actually pepper sprayed. Do you condemn Hamas?
The Hijack with DJ Zouain on the N.FM.
What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police.
I am DJ Zouain. This is the Hijack. The Hijack number, I'm guessing 339. I'm going to go 339, 340. We'll figure it out. You'll see which one it is. I've probably screwed it up. I've screwed up all the numbers of all of the shows that I've been doing recently. And I don't know why. It's just kind of happened. So it's the 330 somethings. So welcome to Hijack 3 late 30s, maybe 340. The last official hijack that I did was not related to the genocide, for good reason, because frankly I was kind of getting exhausted, because you get exhaustion from talking about the tragedy that's happening, and it sounds like such a first world problem to be exhausted to talk about a tragedy, about a genocide that is being committed by an occupying force. Like, it feels awful to say that, but it's also constructive to take a break, take a breather, and come back. And sadly, when we come back, shit just got worse. In most ways, it just got worse. And my last conversation with Remy was a couple of months ago. And since then, I've been to a second protest. Gaza's turned basically to rubble at this point. Rafah has been invaded. And the number of deaths have reached over 40,000, with the majority being civilians, women, and children. So with all of that happening, and with, on the heels of everything that's happening recently, I wanted to get some time to sit down with Remy and just get an update. I want to ask some questions. I want to know what happens on the heels of Trump being convicted to 34 felonies. The man can run for president, but he cannot vote or own a firearm. He can't own a firearm, but he could have the nuclear codes. That makes sense. This is America. So on the heels of all of that shit happening, in addition to the fact that he will likely be worse, not likely, he will be worse on Palestine, I want to know if this changes the mind of the Arab voter. Or is it, how much worse can it get type situation, and they're basically just taking the ship and burning it to the ground by just voting, which was basically, by the way, the anarchist vote in 2016. The anarchist vote in 2016, the reason that so many right-wing nut jobs and anarchists voted, I put them together because they voted for Trump for different reasons. That was something that was happening. Is this something that might be happening with the Palestinian and Palestinian support? Worse than Biden would be Trump. He would be doing this shit with his mask off at that point, instead of pretending to care. So would you rather pretend? Do you have somebody that pretends to care, or would you rather have somebody who just shows you they don't care? From where I'm standing, the person who's working with the mask off is the devil you know. On the other side to that is, though, that the mask can sometimes provide a safety, a small safety of sorts, that might make Biden, in this case, think twice about doing something incredibly stupid. A stupid thing that Trump would do just out of stupid principle because he's a stupid person. So with that, I want to bring Remy on and talk about, he's at this point, I would say Remy is the Palestinian correspondent of the Hijack.
I love it.
You are now the official Palestinian correspondent of the Hijack. Although I will say, with one of us wearing a keffiyeh right now, I feel like you need to be wearing a keffiyeh.
You know, I brought mine with
I know.
me here
I'm just saying.
with the Palestinian colors. You know what? I'll put it on. Why not?
You should put it on. This is what we're doing.
I didn't put it on right, but you know what?
I put it on like this because it's like the easiest for me.
Yeah.
I've gone through some YouTube
tutorials. I'll show you how to do it after this.
Yeah.
Proper
Well,
way.
you know what? We should do a little video on a video tutorial.
All right. Hey, why not?
You know what? We might do that after this.
Let's do it.
So, first of all, how are you doing? How's your family? How have you spoken to anybody out there?
Not really. I think I took some. I guess it's not that I don't care anymore. I just kind of stepped back because it's been stressing me out a lot.
Yeah.
But I do talk to my family. My grandmother,
Yeah.
my aunt and uncle are still there. Hopefully they're coming back soon. Actually, 2 of my aunts and uncles are over there still. That are U.S. citizens that are coming back soon. But other than that, I haven't really spoke with much of my family. In the West Bank, it's not as crazy as Gaza, but
yeah.
It's tough. I really want to go there to visit, but we're gonna have to wait.
So, when it comes to wait, hold on. You just said that you're gonna go try to visit.
So I actually was supposed to go there last November, but what happened? Yeah, so I couldn't fly into Tel Aviv. Definitely next year, probly April. I'm gonna head over there through Jordan.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's normal, man. I'm not scared.
That's
what they gonna do.
I love you for that. I fucking love you for that. I think that it's just shocking. It's shocking to hear because I've been wanting to go to Lebanon for so long.
Yeah.
And, part of it is, when is it safe? And, I have cousins that, they live there. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Whatever, this is fine. But now things are starting to heat up, and I'm like, what the hell? So
when is it really ever safe anywhere? When is it ever really safe here in the U.S.?
Yeah, but it's true. That's a good point. The U.S. argument is because of the gun control conversation we just had off the air. Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I think you should go. Fuck it, I'll go with you.
Yeah?
It's not that bad. No, you'll be all right. You look like them, so you'll be all right.
That's true. Well, I look like them. That's why the Israelis might be. They're going to show up. Oh, Zouain. No, that's definitely not from around here.
Yeah, the Zouain name.
Yeah, dude. That is the actual only time that I get scared a little bit, because here I could say shit with my chest out. The worst that'll happen is, my livelihood will be threatened because people you maybe won't hire me because and that's a threat. That's a literal threat that's happened because, that's the reason I don't work corporate jobs a lot, because I like having my autonomy and my ability to say whatever I want.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So for me, that is like the utmost, my ability to open up this microphone and say whatever I want, because I feel that whatever I want to say, I stand by what I say.
Yeah.
I'm not a weaselly guy. No, I want to say, this is what I mean. When I say free Palestine, I mean free Palestine. When I say that Israel is an occupying force, I mean Israel is an occupying force. When I say the IDF are terrorists, just like Hamas are terrorists when they kill civilians, yes. But am I going to condemn a people for resisting? No, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I remember talking to you. We were actually texting during the protest that happened in Orlando. If you want to check out the video, it is on all of the socials under the Hijack the End. But your sister was there, and she was one of the people that was actually pepper sprayed. I was able to actually bounce 20 minutes before that. I had a gig after, so I had to leave. But 20 minutes after we left, you texted me. Telling me that your sister got hit with pepper spray.
Yeah.
And then I had a couple friends that were still there that sent me videos, which is part of the videos that you see in the footage from the previous Hijack video. So What did she say? Like, because this is this is right after the peaceful part.
Yeah.
OPD decided to OPD and assault a bunch of protesters and bear spraying and doing all of that to even children. There were children there.
Yeah.
And they were getting bear sprayed. So what was her experience? Did you talk to her?
Yeah, well, actually, she came over to my place because I live downtown.
Yeah.
I told her to have some milk. That's the only way you're gonna calm that pepper spray off you.
Yeah.
I've experienced pepper spray a few times in my life. Water does not work; it makes it worse.
Okay.
You got to put some milk. Milk helps a lot.
Good to know.
But I think it started with somebody with a megaphone because
I saw them. I saw them with a megaphone.
I don't think a lot of people know this, but you have to apply for permits to use megaphones. Yep. You have to apply for permits for a protest.
Yep.
Freedom.
That's freedom for you, baby.
But and I remember the last protest I was at. They wouldn't let you use a megaphone.
Yeah.
So obviously the police, give me the megaphone. They wouldn't give it to them. And, cops have been really. I have nothing against police. I'm not one of those people that are against police. I'm not. I'm all for police to limited force, obviously, but I think they've been quite aggressive last few protests.
That's why I'm against.
But I think they're getting that from someone to be aggressive, right? They don't want these protests, so you're going to shut them down somehow.
I don't know, man. As somebody who has dealt with police, and look, I've always said this, that Sanford is the only place where, ironically, I get treated like a white guy by the cops. And that's only because I do a lot of work around here. Yeah. And I don't mess with anybody. I don't want anybody to mess with me, and at the end of the day, my problem comes with the rot of policing as it from its inception. Yeah. Because these were slave catchers. So that was the originating force. That was it. Yeah. So for me, anything that starts off rotten, it's just, if you have a rotten foundation, dude, you don't build a building on that. Yeah. So that's my problem. But on top of that, the cops in OPD, I was watching them. They were ready to pounce. Yeah. They were ready. There was a dude that I couldn't verify that he was part of the cops, but I took it. There was a pan shot in the video that I posted where it's a dude in one of those ranger hats with shorts and the dude is ready. Yeah. The guy is ready.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive. Yeah.
I've seen a few of those.
And then dudes in in the riot gear. And
what's crazy was the snipers on top of the building. You saw those?
No, I didn't see the snipers.
Yeah, they had two snipers on the top of the fifth third bank.
Really?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, and you know what? The past two times there have been snipers, which is odd, right, for a protest?
Yeah. So in a free country? Yeah. No, I agree with you.
It's crazy.
It's my so my issues with cops come way before my activism with when it comes to.
I mean, some people. Everybody has their feelings about it.
But I think that this here is one of the things that kind of highlights my issues with policing and why it should change, because we're supposed to be able to protest.
Yep.
And the fact that we have to ask permission to protest, does anybody else see something fucking wrong with that?
It's crazy.
I mean, look, I know that I personally feel discouraged sometimes. Yeah. I feel discouraged, and I think you and I have talked about it. There are certain things that we can take solace in. Meaning, there are certain things that we have accomplished by doing all of this, by doing these encampments. I want to just go down the list a little bit so that we can. What is all this for? I've had conversations with people that you and I know, where they don't believe that the protests are effective.
Working? Okay.
And while I understand that sentiment, the effectiveness of a protest is much less pronounced than you are used to. Mm-hmm. It's incremental. It's very small steps. So these are the things that I wanted to go down the list.
Yeah.
Ireland and Spain and a number of other nations have recognized Palestine as a state. Mm-hmm. And by the way, you cannot get me more furious than the stupid fucking Zionist that comes up to me and says, well, what do you mean? There isn't a state called Palestine.
It's okay.
Dude, there is, it is such a douchey, pompous statement the way that they make it. That like, I don't like to get violent, but it makes me want to get violent.
Yeah.
But I can't get violent because then I'm a brown guy that's violent, and that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not...
You know what I tell those people, not to interrupt you?
Yeah, please.
No, you're right. There is no Palestine because it's Arabic. It's Palestine. There's no letter P, first of all, in Arabic.
Oh.
Right? It's Palestine. Palestine has always existed. Maybe because in your history books they don't exist.
Yeah.
Or whatever brainwashed ideology you have in your head.
Yeah. The Bible. Try to mention
the rewritten Bible, the original Bible.
Yeah, the version 2.0.
Yeah.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. Like it makes me so angry when they say that shit. But anyway, so Ireland and Spain and a number of other nations have recognized Palestine as a state. Mm-hmm. Samsung announced the closure of Israel offices.
Interesting.
Yeah. After the invasion of Rafah, the U.S. threatens to stop sending weapons to Israel. Israel freaks out and they at least threatened to not send weapons, which is more than they've done in the past.
Yeah, I mean the ICJ already kind of warned them. They told them not to enter Rafah, but they still did it anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's chips in the armor.
Yeah.
Right now you are seeing if you're a video game player, this is the part of when the final boss is like just flailing, trying to survive.
Yeah.
That's what this is right now.
Yeah.
Now, what that timeline looks like, I have no idea. However, I can tell you that this is a desperate tactic, calling everything anti-Semitic. Like everything calling Semites anti-Semic is the most hilarious thing in the world.
I know,
to me.
right?
Like that.
You're anti-Semitic. Oh, I'm Arab.
I'm literally
Semitic.
Arab.
Wait a minute. Do you speak Hebrew? No. So you're not Semitic at all? Interesting.
I've heard some Israeli state defenders saying something to the effect of, "We aren't occupying, we're conquering."
Interesting.
Somebody said that to me, and one of these Israeli defenders, they're like, "That's what happens." Again, another douchey. Why do you have to be so douchey in your arguments? And here's the problem: it's like, "Oh yeah, tough shit. It must suck to suck." Yeah, but you know who you're doing that with? Daddy's money, Daddy America's money.
Yeah.
You know, the problem is that America is a suburban white mom with a kid named Chandler that throws a fit anytime you don't give him toys with which to take other people's lives because Chandler is an asshole. All right? More than that, while American veterans right now are dying from shitty healthcare at best, those are the ones that are getting it.
Yeah.
Israel has universal healthcare.
Free education.
But we pay for their weapons? Why? Why are we paying for their weapons? Also, why is AIPAC not considered a foreign organization? Basically, what I'm asking is, why is Israel getting better treatment than an American state or than America itself? There must be some Jeffrey Epstein level blackmailing shit happening right now in the government that Israel has this much power.
Oh, you don't know about the pedophilia? Or the pedophiles that go to Israel?
Oh,
that's another topic. But
no,
that is a lot of shit people don't know, man.
Yeah, well, is it? Wait, hold on. Before we continue, is this one of those is this like a mainstream thing, or is this like one of these fringe, off the beaten path kind of like?
No, it's known. There's a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you don't hear about it here, but yeah.
Holy crap! And here's the other thing. Piers, I have never hated Piers Morgan more, and I thought that I hated him a lot.
I hate that guy,
dude. Yeah. I've always disliked that.
I dislike him, and I don't hate people, but I dislike him.
No, I hate. There are several people. Bill Maher is another one that I fucking despise. And Piers Morgan is. I'm trying to think of who I hate more between those two, because Piers Morgan's wannabe gotcha question. Oh shit, that's not even working right there. The gotcha question, that his favorite gotcha question these days is, do you condemn Hamas?
Every single time.
And that really awesome, very cute Lebanese reporter that chewed his ass out.
Oh yeah.
She was like, "No, I'm not going to condemn. I'm not condemning a resistance to an occupying force."
Yeah.
And she was she was a lot less descriptive than I would have been, because my caveat to like the reason that I hate Hamas is the same reason that I hate the IDF. It's their killing of civilians.
It's just interesting how they tie the entire Palestinian identity to Hamas.
Oh, of course,
you know what I mean?
Because that's the only way they can do it.
It's the only way.
The only way that this works, the only way that they can justify killing babies. And by the way, the decapitated babies crowd really shut the hell up the last couple of weeks when Netanyahu admitted that they were burning babies and decapitating babies and shit like that. Like, it is infuriating to the utmost degree to hear all of this. Now,
it's their ignorance to understand Islam, which Hamas tries to correlate themselves with.
Yeah.
Even if you fight or in wars, you can't do that to another human being. Islam forbids that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even to their core beliefs, like they won't do something like that.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
Remy, do you mean to tell me that Hamas and the IDF and Zionists and Christians are using religion to pursue a political endeavor?
Yes.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
The Catholic Church does it every day.
In Christianity, this is for you Zionists who don't know why. Like, this is why I'm like, why are you people colluding with one another? Like, you know that one of you wants the other one enslaved and the other one wants the other one dead. So,
and then the whole reason behind taking over Palestine is really to bring the end of the world and kill the Messiah.
The end of the world.
Which Christians confuse me when they want to support it, which is weird.
It blows my mind. And here's the other thing. Can you imagine if a Muslim government person used the Quran to justify killing or taking land? Can you imagine the things that they've justified based on Bible, based on Torah? Can you refresh my memory?
Was it the Amalek? I think that's the way they call this.
Amalek. Giving the Amalek treatment is basically wiping out everybody, and that was not done by a fringe person. I mean, it used to be a fringe person, but now they're heads of state in Israel. Yeah. So like, these aren't people. This isn't like a Nick Fuentes type. Yeah. This is a like Bibi Netanyahu listens to this motherfucker. I will tell you this: more terrorists killed by the IDF. 5 IDF soldiers killed other IDF soldiers, right? Because they're good at their job. I mean, I guess at least they're killing terrorists for real, instead of killing, civilians. So Palestinians, essentially, like, if we go back just to switch it up, but not really, because this is what we're talking about. Yeah. So you have the prior to 1948, you had, generally speaking, Christian Arabs, Jewish Arabs, and Muslim Arabs all living pretty much chill, like
neighbors.
Like there wasn't was there a war going on? Were there wars going on at that time?
I mean, at that time, the Ottoman Empire occupied them. Okay. There's always been conflict in that region, but during the Ottoman Empire, there wasn't really any. It's just during both world wars is when you kind of saw the conflict there. You know what I mean?
So, okay, yeah. So this was something. Palestinians are basically paying the price for the European war crimes.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, like I just, why is it? They
didn't want to deal with them. That's the whole thing. I don't want to sound ignorant or anything like that, but they didn't want to deal with Jewish refugees. They said, let's send them somewhere.
Madagascar was on the table for that. Let's give it to them. South America was on the table for that.
Yep.
Africa. South America was on the table, but then, there were a bunch of people that moved over there from Germany that kind of problematic.
Yeah. They might be in the Ukraine now, but who knows? It's another topic.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo, I'm ruffling feathers today.
Yeah, bro. Hey, do it. This is what you're here for. The show's called The Hijack, and it's fine. That's what we do here. But, yeah, like, that was my question when I started really digging through this. Yeah. As someone who, like I said, I grew up and I still like wear the anti-swastika pins. Yeah. I've always been like, punch a Nazi in the face has been like one of my mottos. Like, I have always been like, anti-Jewish hate.
Yeah.
Hell, one of my most important relationships, two of my most important relationships were with Jewish people. One of my best friends growing up, and my ex-girlfriend, who's wonderful. Like, these are people that I love, and I don't have a problem. My problem is with Zionists, people that think that this is our land. People that the whole chosen people thing to me. And I think we talked about this last time. Yeah. The chosen people thing to me, it smells a little of the white supremacy thing. Like, why is that a thing?
You want my thoughts on the chosen people? Or the people of Israel?
Yeah.
Or Israel is basically, I think, Jacob. You know, the prophet Jacob?
Yep.
You know, his name was changed to Israel.
Yeah.
Beni Israel is the kids of Israel.
Yeah.
My uncle used to talk about this a lot, but like what our theory is the real people of Israel are Hispanic, Native American, black tribes that were lost during the Iberian Peninsula when they left Spain and migrated to South and North America.
Interesting.
It was controlled by Islamic Empire at the time, right? I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of Colombian Jews.
There's a lot of Jews in Spain.
Yeah, and in Colombia.
Yeah, and those were like I said, there was three forms of Jews, right? The Ashkenazi, Sephardic.
Yeah,
and Mizrahi, I think, which are the Arab Ethiopian Jews.
Okay.
There's Arab Jews, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah, Arab Jews.
They're Arabs, but they believe in Judaism. Again, a religion.
Yeah, Palestinian Jews even.
Oh, there's still some Palestinian Jews.
We've talked about them. Yeah, that Jesus guy, Palestinian Jew.
No, there's a village actually north of a city called Nablus. It's right on a hilltop. I've been there a few times, but they're still Palestinian Jews, speak Arabic, look Arab, and they still follow very historic a form of Jewish religion. Like even their Hebrew is a bit different.
So let me ask you this. When it comes to voting for Biden or Trump, I have never been closer to voting third party than I have been today.
Like independent in a sense?
Yeah.
I've always voted independent.
I voted independent. I voted the Libertarian candidate when Trump got elected the first time, and I regretted it. That's the reason I voted for Biden the second time.
Yeah.
And now I am at the point where I don't know. What is the consensus with with most of the Arab community these days? Because that's the thing. The Arab community, while they're not a monolith, there is a pretty big wave of undecided voters or uncommitted voters.
Yeah.
And how has that changed at all since we talked?
So, if you look at the older generation Arabs, the ones that immigrated here, a lot of them tend not to really vote
at all.
Yeah, I know my parents don't vote. They don't really. I'm not gonna say they don't understand the concept behind it, but they probably think that their vote doesn't matter. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm sure that it's not Biden. So
yeah,
I mean, you didn't think where it's gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the problem.
But I just don't think I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not a Biden fan.
Neither am I.
I don't really care for politics. All presidents are the same. But I really can't see Biden winning. His age is a big thing.
But they're 2 years. They're 2 years apart. The whole thing.
But you could tell there's difference in terms of mental stability.
Sure,
I said the wrong word. Let's not say mental. Let's just say awareness.
Awareness. Mental awareness. And look, I am not here. I am not a Biden stan.
Yeah.
But there is, in my opinion, no question that the bigger damage will be done by the Adderall-ridden 34 felonious fornicator.
Is he the only candidate that the Republicans have?
That's it, man. They like all of the Republicans are. RFK is the closest thing.
Yeah,
but,
what happened to him?
I mean, he's independent. He's not even going to be in the ballot in most places.
Interesting.
So like that's the thing. Like we have a uniparty essentially.
Yeah.
And the problem is that, much like in the last time, this is one of the most important, or the most important election of our lives.
With the worst two candidates.
Worst two candidates again.
Yeah, it's sad.
And I hate it. I hate that that's where we're at. But I have my entire life, I've tried to err on the side of life.
Yeah.
And if it means me having to hold my nose and vote for Biden because he's going to be slightly better in the Middle East crisis, in the genocide that's happening, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. But if he gives me just a small inkling that he's going to be a tiny bit better, because I know for a fact that Trump will be worse for Israel, for Palestine.
You think so?
100%. Oh my God, the guy has already said he's already like. But
do you think that's just to get votes?
Of course,
there's a video of him after his presidency ended, speaking truly about Palestine and Israel.
Yeah,
and he really spoke badly about Bibi Netanyahu.
Yeah,
and he admitted to a lot of things. I mean, every president does that after they finish the presidency.
Absolutely.
Was it Nixon? Was it Nixon? Reagan? Not Reagan. Carter. He was a big one. He wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
Obama, fuck him. Leave it there.
Yeah.
His
Dude,
first
all
4 years,
these people are war criminals.
They're all the same.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Like
Obama bombed the Middle East more than any other president.
Exactly.
Just leave it there.
And but the thing is that the problem with what we have, the choices that we have now, is that incoherent might be better than coherent and evil. That guy definitely gave nuclear secrets. He definitely gave nuclear secrets.
But is he still he's going to be able to run, especially with his felonies?
Yeah, that's how fucking crazy this system is.
Crazy how somebody can't get a job for a felony, but
he wouldn't be able. Who was it? I can't remember who said it, but he wouldn't be able to get a job as a custodian in a middle school, but he's able to run for president.
Wild times, my friend.
Dude, it is the wildest of times. Where do you as a Palestinian?
Yeah.
Where would you send people if you want to support? What's a good place for us to send our
money,
resources?
There's
activism.
one group actually, Heal for Palestine.
Heal for Palestine.
Yeah, it's a new group. It was formed by Steve Salisbury. I know a little bit about him, not too much.
Okay.
But he's big on doing things in Palestine, but he has a new group called Heal for Palestine. That's really good. For those tech people out there, there's a Tech for Palestine. It's ran by a CEO from a startup that's, one of the only CEOs to speak up about Palestine and not really the other way. He started a group called Tech for Palestine, and they have a Discord out there or on LinkedIn. You can check them out. But they anybody that's in tech that wants to help out in certain ways to help people out there, that's a good group too.
Awesome.
Tech for Palestine and Heal for Palestine. Those are the ones I know of.
Nice. Okay, Tech for Palestine and Heal for Palestine.
Heal Palestine. Yeah.
The local Florida. If you're in Florida, the Florida Palestine Network has been tremendous,
very vocal,
and they have been absolute badasses. So shout out to Florida Palestine Network. I follow them, and wherever they're going, I'm like, all right, cool. If I can make it there, I'm going. So shout out to Florida Palestine Network. There's a ton of places. Look, the shadow bans are happening. The blocking of hashtags and stuff. You have to get clever.
Yep.
This is part of the process. This is just the first time that we have to deal with it at this level. It's the first time that we have to deal with it at this level with technology.
Modern day, right?
Modern day.
Crazy.
This is like now the people that want to shut us up, they also have the technology and they run the technology.
Yep.
So now we have to be more vocal, in some ways more subtle, in order to be more vocal about this, to give it more reach.
Yes.
That's why you'll see me sometimes on stage. I'm rocking a keffiyeh. That's why you'll see me post something and say something about watermelon. That's why you'll see me post just weird shit, because I want the algorithm to be interrupted and not know what to do, but also to make sure that the word gets out.
Yeah,
because
I like that word, subtle.
Huh?
I like what you said, subtle. Be subtle and kind. Don't be aggressive, because that's what they want.
Yeah.
And I think with a lot of the protests lately, I have been not very supportive of them, because they're going I don't want to say this, BLM aggressive.
Sure. Well, you know what I mean? We need that too.
No, I understand, but what's disappointing to me is that they keep interviewing people that know nothing about Palestine and are not, I'm not gonna say ignorant, but they're stupid in some of the questions
they have a good heart,
they're targeting people that they want to target to bring down this.
They want they want a sound clip.
Yeah,
they want a sound clip. Yeah,
we were going the right way, but I think now we're kind of going backwards.
Yeah,
I think that's what Israel wants. I know they're pumping money in there to kind of bring our PR campaign down because it's a PR campaign. Everything's about PR.
Everything is about PR, and the thing is that they're losing that PR campaign.
They were losing.
No, they still are, dude.
You think so?
Oh my god, dude! Like it is. Look, I know that I kind of have a bit of an echo chamber sometimes, but I can tell you that just speaking like to people, like honestly, one of the big barometers for me is talking to that person you and I know.
I'm curious. You tell me who that is after the show.
You know who it is. The person that you and I know that we argue about politics a lot. Mm-hmm. And when he and I were on the same page about this, I mean, obviously he knows you, so he kind of puts a person to the name.
I think I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, of course you know who I'm talking about.
I have two people in mind, but I'm leaning one of them.
It's the one that's closest to me.
I got you.
So, like, because of the fact that he lives in such a conservative bubble, because he does.
Yes.
When he is going, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm talking to him, and for 45 minutes, I don't hear a single thing that I disagree with coming out of his mouth. I'm like, something's changing here.
Yeah.
When Samsung is taking out their Israel, like, dude, we are doing something.
Absolutely, yeah.
And this is what I want. If there's nothing else that people take from this show, they're losing.
Yeah.
They're losing the PR war, and by extension, the ultimate war. They're winning right now the battle. They're winning their genocide is working. They are killing children, and they are killing women, and they are killing men of fighting age. By the way, when they talk about Hamas soldiers, they're talking about men that are 18 to 65 years old.
That's everybody.
That's it. That is all that means. When they say, it's a Hamas fighter, because he was 18 to 65. Yep. So keep that in mind when they are talking about Hamas numbers. That's the one thing. When you're getting informed about this, the propaganda is deep.
Yeah.
And it's been baked into this culture quite a bit that Israel is basically a 51st state.
Oh, it is. I mean, when I first moved to the States in high school, I remember just some of their history books and the way they spoke about Israel, and they made Palestine look a certain way. Upset me because I'm like, fuck, I just came from there.
Yeah.
It's definitely not true. Like, a lot of this stuff is very false. But
did you speak up about it at all? No.
I was just young. I didn't really understand. I was 13, 14.
Okay.
I was afraid to tell people where I was from, so I just kind of hid under the mask.
Oh, that's right. You told me.
Yeah, I was like Hispanic. I told everybody it was like Latin. You know what I mean? I looked Hispanic, but when people found out where I was from afterwards, like years later,
a Puerto Rican flag in your car.
I actually never did that. No, never did that, no.
You know, it's funny. I was always proud of my Lebanese heritage, and when 9/11 happened, and me being like conservative, because I was a conservative kid.
Yeah.
Evangelical conservative, and that happened, I really leaned into the Dominican part. Okay. Because number one, because I was always getting like looked at weird. Mm-hmm. But more than that, like it was easier, and I had that ability, and I spoke Spanish, so it was easy. But as soon as they saw my last name, it was over. Yeah, game over.
Shit, imagine me. I moved to New York City 2 weeks after 9/11.
Bro, that is wild.
To Queens, New York.
To
Queens, New York. I told you the story. I remember flying into the U.S.
Go ahead, say it again.
So I flew in to the U.S. from Jordan when we left Palestine.
Yeah.
And ironically, my uncle that flew us here, his name was Osama.
Oh my God!
Let me tell you, the JFK airport. I don't think they had TSA at the time.
No,
security.
Yeah.
Was just laughing. He's like, "Holy shit, this is a great time for you to travel to New York with that name."
Yeah, for real. Holy crap! Yeah. That's like there was a comedian who was talking about his cousin named Jihad. Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ!
You know what jihad means?
Doesn't it mean just
to strive? To strive. To
really?
strive out of the struggle. That's all it means. Jihad means to strive out of the struggle. It doesn't mean holy war.
Why did they change?
Because they twisted it around because Arabs say jihad. My cousin's name is Jihad. But it literally means to strive.
Does he take the bus now?
No. I have stories about my family in New York. The shit that they had to deal with when they moved here. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Every time you and I sit down, it is just a fire hose of information.
Yeah.
About a people that were villainized in my mind. Mm-hmm. both in the church and in school. So when the deconstruction from that is something that I did not expect. And I'm really happy that you and I are sitting down and talking about this shit, because there are a number of people that grew up the same way that I grew up whose eyes are being opened. And you putting yourself out there for that, dude, that helps a lot. It helps me, and I know it helps a ton of people. There are people that have messaged me, a lot of haters, but we're gonna get those. But
them hide behind their keyboards, man. It's all good.
Exactly, exactly. It's always it's always the user 57266. Yeah. But I'll tell you this. It's mostly people going free Palestine. Yeah. It's mostly people going, man, thank you. Like I've had people send me, hey, this is really helpful for me to understand. So I think we need to do this again.
Absolutely.
And I think that the next one we do needs to be an irreverent episode, so that we can really dive into like the religious side, because that's really the other big thing. The other big thing that is being used to propagandize a genocide, the killing of children, is the religious side. And that should be the easiest part to dismantle, is the fact that that's bullshit. So I think the next one we'll do will be an irreverent episode. Mm-hmm. If you guys want to check it out, you can go to the N.FM, and you can check out where the irreverent episode will be. It'll be there. You could find it on Spotify, etc., Apple. I don't think Google has the podcast stuff anymore, but anyway, is there anything else you want to cover? Anything else that we should know?
I think just, I don't really use this term a lot, like just be an ally to people, because wherever you work, whether it's a corporate company or a mom and pop shop, and you have friends that are Arab, a lot of them can't speak up for them, because if they speak up, they'll get a little bit more backlash than a normal person. So
okay, so be an ally in voice, as well as in the
show up for protests too.
Show up for protests. And if you can show up for protests, show up for protests. If you can't, and you can give a little bit of money, find a legitimate Palestinian organization to put that money towards. But like bodies and money are the two things that we need.
Yes,
those are the biggest things that we need. And voices.
Yes,
voices. So do that, dude. Remy, thank you so much for being here, brother.
Absolutely, bro.
I can't wait to do it again. My name is DJ Zouain. You can find me anywhere on social media at DJ Zouain. That is DJ Zouain on all social media. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everything. You can find the Hijack on the End on everything. You can find it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, everywhere. The Hijack the End. And aside from that, if you have any questions, send them to me on all of those mediums, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks. Peace.